Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deja, and if you're back, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. Real quick, if you don't know, I have a podcast with my boyfriend called After Hours. If you want to check that out, I'll have it linked up here or down in the description below. I would greatly appreciate that as well. So as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the end of the influencer era. So without further ado, let's get to today's video. Now do me a favor. Picture your favorite influencer. Where did they start? Was it commentary? Was it story times? Was it DIY? And now think about where they are right now. How are they doing? Successful maybe? Have they personality changed at all? For the better or for the worse? But the most important question, do you still watch them? Comment down your answers below. Now I have my fair share of creators that I enjoyed watching that I no longer watch anymore. And it's simply because they just no longer are relatable. Now hear me out. I understand that people are able to be successful. That's fine. I'm not saying that I want them to be struggling their entire lives just to make me feel that we are on the same page. I admire their success and I, would love to be at that level of success as well. There are creators that I still watch today that are obviously doing well off, just looking at their numbers, looking at the brand deals that they get and whatnot. But it doesn't feel like they're shoving it in my face like, hey guys, I'm rich now. F you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like that anymore. If someone started watching you all those years ago, following along with your DIY projects on how to make a fake Gucci belt or how to make a fake Louis Vuitton product, and then now you have reached that success to be able to buy that kind of stuff, that person can no longer relate to that content anymore. They can't go to the store and go buy 27 boxes of Louis Vuitton like you can. They can't follow along anymore. So what's the reason of watching anymore? Now, I believe there's 4 stages that every major influencer go through. The first one is the come up. Now this is when the creator is obviously in their childhood bedroom or their kitchen, like I'm standing in right now. They're doing it as a hobby. They're not getting any money off of it. It's simply just a hobby. They're not here to impress anybody. They're just sharing what's on their mind, their heart, sharing it with probably their friends and family and their community, but it doesn't really go any further than that until later down the road. People that do watch them that may not be their friends or family, they start to build like a bit of a virtual friendship with them. Like I said earlier, they're starting to do the DIYs with that person through the screen. You go there to learn how to do something that they are willing to teach through the camera. Or you're there to listen to a story time that they told because you can kind of relate to it a little bit. Like a drunken story time or a bad Tinder date. Those things are interesting and it's slightly relatable. You've been in that situation before. So yes, they're just a regular person who decided to use their phone or an old camera, start making videos, and it's just a hobby. Now the next phase that the influencer starts to go into is called the rise. That's when they start to actually gain a lot of traction. They get over the 1,000 to 2,000 subscriber mark. They're starting to gain, getting up to the 5Ks and whatnot. People are starting to share their videos across social media. You obviously see that their channel was growing. That hobby that they had now turns into a job. Maybe not a full-time job, but a good, you're making some money off of it, obviously. They're starting to get brand deals. They're starting to get sponsorships by smaller companies. They're getting noticed by bigger creators, and most importantly, they're still interesting to watch. Yes, you see that obviously they're starting to gain some traction. The money is starting to come in. The brand deals and sponsorships are coming in. They're promoting products. The products that they're promoting, you are actually wanting to buy them because you trust them. You've built that bond virtually and you really are supporting them and you are a whole hard fan. Now the next step is where things get a little crazy. I call it the peak. This is when their subscriber count is now in the millions. They are an influencer. That hobby they had is now 100% a job. It is no longer a hobby. They're starting to get sponsorships and brand deals from places that are big. Target, Louis Vuitton. They're starting to go to New York Fashion Week. You see them on the red carpet. You see them getting invited to movie premieres. The people that they used to admire, they are now working with. They are a business and they're going to do anything to get to that bag, even if it's promoting a brand that they've never actually used on themselves. Now, when it comes to the viewer is starting to feel like, yay, they've made it. This is amazing. But now their content is just so money driven. It feels like every time they turn on the camera, it's to show that, hey man, I'm richer than you now. I mean, that's basically what they should say. Instead of flexing everything else, just simply say, I'm richer than you now, and that's it. turn the camera back off. Because that's what it starts to seem like. A lot of the times they just promote things just to get a bag out of it. They've never used it on their own skin. They've never taken those vitamins or gummies. They've never used that shampoo on their own hair. They've never used that makeup on their own face other than when they were showing you it on camera. Other than that, they could care less. Almost like, oh my God, like how many more products is there that you love to use? You've been saying that this is what you love to use, but now next week this is what you love to use. What am I supposed to trust now? They're no longer that influencer that you like to watch. They're now a walking commercial for every other brand. All those TikTokers you like to watch dancing in their bedroom and used to dance with them, whatever. Now they're dancing with J-Lo, and now they're being featured in Netflix movies and going to the Met Gala and all of these other things. Like I said in the beginning, it's not like you're jealous of them. It's simply just, I can't relate to you anymore. You're like a mini celebrity. That relatable person that you once know is just no longer there anymore. The last and final stage that a lot of these influencers are starting to go through is the downfall. This is when this influencer becomes really big. The scandals start to flow in. With being that big, you're gonna know that there's people that's gonna try to bring you down. And more than likely, they're gonna find some dirt. They start digging up old tweets that are typically pretty racist. It seems like every big influencer has a tinge of racism just sprinkled into them. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's just a part of the resume, I guess, at this point. And of course, they come up with an apology saying, oh, I didn't know. I was young and shut the f up. Yeah, you did. You knew, bitch. Or they get exposed for trying to groom 13-year-old straight boys. Or they just straight up get exposed for being a pedophile completely. I can't. Like, I really liked it, this dude, and to find out this is what he was hiding, and this heifer was defending him, like, the whole thing is a mess. Like that, I had so much respect for that cheer team and that show, and I can't even believe that I was even like with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother topic for another day. Anyways, for the ones who don't have like these major scandals, good. Shout out to you. At least you have something going for yourself. You're still on your downfall because all those brand deals that you did, obviously people are calling you out for faking it. Michaela, swear to you not. Like, I swear to you not, we give these platforms to people who do not deserve it. Like, I don't get it. All in all, these influencers turn into somebody that you just don't know anymore. Now, that's most of them, but not all of them. You do have your influencers who don't have any of those issues, but they are like very spoiled and they've never been told no, and they're very bratty, and it shows in their content, or people start coming out exposing them for their behavior. I remember watching Gabby DiMartino, who is someone that I used to watch very faithfully. She was crying because she missed Paris. And her mom, like, it's fine to cry if you miss your mom, but she was like, I miss Paris. And I remember commenting, like, are you seriously crying? Or I don't even remember what I said, but she pinned my comment. She has now completely turned off those comments on that video. But she was crying because she missed Paris. And she was at Disneyland. This kind of brings me into my next point on how these influencers start to rebrand. Using Gabby as another example, she tried to rebrand after her big OnlyFans scandal. If you don't know what happened, she had an OnlyFans. She made a post saying, won't put my panties on. And then when the people who bought it clicked on it, it was her as a child with her dress up, apparently. She was like a little girl in that. So basically she was selling child you know what. Even though it was her, it's still child you know what, because there's creeps out there. And people were obviously upset with this because they're like, oh my God, I just paid for child porn, you know? Like, I'm not like that. I didn't know that was behind the wall, but here I am, purchased this, and now I'm looking like a creep. You know what I'm saying? And she got flamed for that. And then she tried to do this whole rebrand. And let's talk about her sister for a second. Like, they are, I swear to you not, these girls are so out of touch. If you listen to a lot of these influencers talk, they are out of touch with reality. Yeah, let's use Kylie Jenner, for example. She has been one of the biggest influencers of our generation. During the pandemic, she posted a picture of her and Travis Scott jets, and she had the nerve to caption it, "My jet or yours." People are literally dying from this fucking horrible disease, and you're talking about my jet or yours as if what is this? Like, completely out of touch. You know what I mean? Like, completely out of touch with reality. There was this one family that I seen, the Ace family. They drove me nuts because I was watching them a couple years back when they were getting this house, and they made this thumbnail. I'm thinking like, oh my God, like, are they losing the house? Is the house on fire or something? And I think it ended up just them complaining that the floors weren't done. Are you serious right now? You literally did this whole thumbnail title because the floors weren't done or whatever it was. I don't even know what it was, but I don't remember. It was so long ago, but something wasn't finished and they acted as if the house was burning down. Like, that would be another example of them starting off with humble beginnings and now they're doing shit like this. So yes, I feel like the influencer era is starting to come to an end because people are tired of influencers and their bullshit. They are tired of influencers flexing their wealth and saying in the beginning, I'm not trying to brag. Or yeah, but like I was saying, a lot of people are just sick of that. They don't care about the Lamborghinis anymore. They don't care about your multi-million-dollar house. They don't care about how much you spent at Ulta. They don't care how much you spent at Louis Vuitton and your Louis Vuitton haul and your fancy shoes and bags and your $30 million closet and wardrobe. Nobody cares about that anymore. I think it's more of we don't like when people talk about it and try to flex to us, because you can look at someone, literally they're wealthy, you can tell that just by their wardrobe and the way they carry themselves and the bags that they're holding and stuff, but they're not throwing it in your face. That's just their lifestyle and that's fine. We can't hate them for that. Like, it's this one woman that I watch. I've been seeing her, get dressed with me videos a lot, and obviously she's doing well off, and I enjoy watching her videos. I enjoy watching her get dressed. I like her style. I'm not gonna stop watching her simply because her wardrobe is more than mine, but I like watching her because she's not flaunting it like, yeah, I got these pants from I don't know, Balenciaga, and they were like $300. Anyways, let's try them on. She's not doing that. She just puts her clothes on, and you can be inspired through her outfit and try to find like dupes and stuff. Now, there's this one influencer that everybody has been talking about lately, and not for good reasons. Her name is Tara, or like Tara's World. She is completely out of touch with reality. Of course, she started off as a TikToker doing like regular, whatever, get ready with me's or vlogs and whatnot, and it was fun to watch. Now she's like, oh, I spent like $30,000 on Harry Styles tickets.
I spent $30,599 on Harry concert.
As a teacher, I make $43,000 a year. No hate, do what you want with your own money, but I just can't even wrap my head around that.
Just for good old fuck's sake, like $30K. She made this video talking about how she just casually spent $10,000 on 2 tickets or whatever to Harry Styles, and she spent $30,000 total on his tickets. Now let me show you the people that I do like to watch that I'm sure are doing really well just based off their numbers. Mr. Ballin is one of my favorite YouTubers. I enjoy his content. He does true crime, the strange, dark, and mysterious. And Ray is another person I like to watch. Personally, I watch a lot of commentary channels, a lot of true crime podcast channels. I watch a lot of things like that. All of that other vlog stuff, I just can't get into, because it feels like once people get to a certain point, that vlogs or those DIYs or story times or whatever, they start to become outlandish. They start to become like unrelatable. They start lying to you. You lose that connection. The brand deals are just feeling like a commercial now. There's this trend going around where people are de-influencing you to buy things. Every day there's a new thing that you have to buy, like the Stanley Cup, and, spray sanitizers. Like, well, just get some regular sanitizer, bro. It ain't that serious. And all of these gadgets and whatnot that people are constantly trying to make you buy, and now people are getting those things and telling you you don't need it, or just telling you straight up you don't need it. It's okay, you don't need it. You don't need the high-rise apartment. You don't need the Mercedes Benz that's white. You don't need that fancy hand sanitizer or that fancy cup. It's okay to be normal. It's okay to be yourself. I actually have a video called Social Media Make You Hate Yourself. I'll link it up here, and I'll have it down in the description below if you want to check that out. It's a really good video. I would greatly appreciate it. It kind of further talks about how social media obviously make you hate yourself. So check that out for me. I would really appreciate it. Well, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out my boyfriend and I's podcast called After Hours. Again, I will have it linked up here and down in the description below. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias. That will also be down below. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!